There is a political pattern to mass shooting reactions, moments of silence followed by days of debate. After Orlando, that pattern has gone off script because when House Democrats called for a no-fly, no-buy policy, presumptive Republican presidential nominee Donald Trump, who is clearly pro-gun rights, seemed to be on the same page. Trump tweeted he will meet with the NRA to ban gun sales for people on a terror watch list. Investigators say the shooter was placed on a federal watch list in 2013 but was later removed. He was not on any list when he purchased the guns used in the Orlando attack. So, what do local gun dealers think about all of this? And should the focus after a mass shooting be on gun control or mental health? 7 Eyewitness News reporter Sierra Johnson takes a closer look.
Judy had a question.
Today, leaders in the local medical field tackled the complex issue of mental health and gun violence head on.
I think the gun issue is very, very, very relevant.
Dr. Jeffrey Grace, clinical director at the Buffalo Psychiatric Center, was one of 2 panelists who offered their expertise on the topic of mental illness. He says he wants to focus on the reality of the psychological makeup of the person behind the tragedy, that despite popular belief, the mentally ill do not commit a majority of dangerous crimes.
We're saying that all violence, domestic violence, gun violence, suicide, all of it wrapped up together is only 4% of people that have mental illness present in that fashion.
In fact, Dr. Grace emphasized the mentally ill are at a greater risk from a lack of treatment and funding than the general public is being harmed by them. But it is still important to acknowledge mental illness is real, and it is a conversation that needs to happen. On the other side of the conversation, the gun dealers. Mike Deasy, co-owner of Niagara Gun Range, says there are precautions taken to ensure guns are in the right hands.
Background checks must be done on every firearm purchase. In order to sell a firearm, I have to conduct a federal background check. And I cannot legally sell you that firearm until a background check comes back saying it's been approved.
A federal background check that does in fact ask about the prospective owner's mental health status and background. Deasy acknowledges it is impossible to predict how a person will use a gun, but the conversation about mental illness and firearms is a slippery slope that should by no means be painted with a broad brush. Sierra Johnson, 7 Eyewitness News.